Look what I discovered. It's got buttons. It lights up. Isn't that crazy? I thought, oh, that's a good one. I think I'm going to go with that one. Welcome to the Movies, pal. Your Philly Neighborhood Mastercast. Back with you once again. Today, we're going to continue our Christmas marathon. I hope you're enjoying this. I know I am. Oh, look at that. Delicious. What's in here? Water. We'll go with water. Today's movie is a holiday staple, a Christmas slasher that wants to wish you a Merry Christmas and to all a good night. Starring Jennifer Runyon and directed by David freaking Hess. That's right, David Hess. Who is David Hess? I'm sure you know, but if you don't, I'll tell you. He is Krug, or Krug. I forget how they pronounce it in the movie. Basically, he's the most messed up member from the gang of rapists in Last House on the Left. Krug. David Hess, dude. How crazy is that? He directed movies. Well, he directed this one. I don't know if he directed others, but let's talk about this film. This is a kind of a quintessential, dare I say, essential holiday horror film. It isn't very Christmassy, though. It takes place at the Calvin finishing school for girls over Christmas break. A couple of the girls did not go home. Typical kind of storyline here. Very close to, stuff like The Dorm That Dripped Blood. We've seen it 1,000 times before. We get a flashback. What begins as a childish prank ends in death. And this kicks off a series of events that leads to our plot. So like I mentioned, a whole bunch of girls have stayed at their boarding school. They didn't want to go home for various reasons. And of course, they are horny. Our final girl is played by the super yummy Jennifer Runyon. However, there's sort of an off-putting element to her character. She's a really beautiful girl, gorgeous girl, perfect final girl. But there's like a childlike quality. Like there's a way she acts in the movie. It's almost like she's like a baby. She's like, oh, I've never done that. Oh, wow. Like there's like a little like girly thing that she does. She puts her hair in like pigtails, and normally I think that's kind of sexy, but on her, she looks like she's like she's cosplaying a 6-year-old or a 4-year-old. Honestly, some of her dialogue is like, "Are you serious? You're like in fucking college and you're talking like that? Are you an idiot?" The Christmassiest element of the movie is that there's a Santa killer. We're not at Silent Night, Deadly Night yet. We will get there in a couple weeks, but this is our first Santa killer movie, and we do have a Santa. And he does kill people. Or she. It's a mystery. And that's it. That's the movie. What's weird, though, the movie's called To All a Good Night. So you would imagine it takes place in one night. And most of the movie, the setup is all one night. These people are hanging out. Oh, hey, we got some friends coming in on a plane. And we're going to party. We're going to get drunk. We're going to have sex. It's going to be the best Christmas break ever. Great. Santa killer comes in. Kills a whole bunch of people in that first night. I mean, the bulk of the bodies, if I'm not mistaken, happened that first night. So you would think, oh, what's going to happen all in one night? They're going to find the bodies. They're going to run around, blah, 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 blah. No. Daytime comes. Oh, where did so-and-so go? Oh, they probably ran off. Oh, yeah, that happens. Oh. And then they find a body. And then shit goes real. And they say, okay, well, there's a killer on the loose. What should we do? Well, we should probably stay put for one more night and get killed again. It's not a deal breaker plot-wise for me, but the fact that the movie has to give us 2 nights feels very strange to me. I feel like this was the perfect movie to deliver an all-in-one night killing spree. I think it probably would have helped the pacing, probably would have helped the movie overall, because after that first night, the movie slows down considerably. Because we're in daylight, we're not going to get a lot of kills in the daylight. We don't get any kills, except, well, there's one body found, but we don't even see that person get killed. But the weird thing is, now the movie slows down, and now it's a murder mystery, and then we get to have the backstory of the characters. I don't care about the backstory of the characters. Maybe I'm alone on this, but I don't care about the backstory of the characters. Look, I'm here to watch half-naked women get attacked and fight back, and, good guys versus bad guys. That's the thrill for me, Good triumphing against evil. That's what I want to see. I don't care about the backstory. You're not making a Meryl Streep movie. Just kill somebody. Maybe that's just me, but that's just my feeling on these types of movies. Character development. There are exceptions. Scream. I think you needed character development to answer the plot. Specifically the ending. Without character development, it wouldn't make any sense. Slasher movies, you don't need character development, man. Don't even bother. Don't even bother. We're not here for that. We're not here for that. Meryl Streep, go away. Go away. Okay, that's it. I'm off my character development high horse, though. And honestly, it would not have been a problem if the movie hadn't slowed down so much, and I honestly just started losing interest. And I checked the time. I'm like, holy crap, we're only 40 minutes into this thing, and I already don't give a crap. That's bad. That's bad. It loses a star for that. It also loses a star because there's one beautiful actress. Allow me to be a misogynist for a second. Just a second. Just a tip. There's a beautiful actress in this film who has really gorgeous looking heavy knockers, and we don't see her naked. I reiterate, they tease us. There's a scene where she, wearing open shirt, no bra. They tease the hell out of us, my friend. We don't see anything, not even a nip-a-doodle-doo. That's not a bingo in my book. It loses a star just for that. So, teenagers getting killed, yada, yada, yada. We get to the ending. I'm going to do spoilers here because, I feel this review needs it. So, if you haven't seen To All a Good Night and you want to go in unspoiled, it is on Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you can watch it right now. And then come back, and then we'll talk to the end of the movie. Okay, ready? Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. We were shown that scene in the beginning where this girl, there was a prank, and she fell off a balcony and died. So we know it has something to do with that. Who could give a crap about this girl who died? Why would somebody, want revenge for that act? You're assuming this is what happens. Well, a parent or both parents. There's two killers in the movie. The first one is almost given away in one shot. Actually, if you're paying attention, the killer is revealed early on, and I caught it. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. That's the same picture that the killer had. Holy crap. It's given away in one shot, which I'm sure wasn't intentional. That's actually really brilliant because a lot of people aren't paying attention. So if you're paying attention, you're like, holy shit. It's obviously her then. It's the mother of the house mother or whatever. It turns out she's the mom of the girl who died. I guess this is one of the reasons they switched to daytime because they introduced these police officers that are investigating the murders. You see the chief of police. And he's like, "Don't worry, man. We're gonna find it. We're gonna find the killer. We're gonna stop it. It's gonna be fine." Turns out the chief of police is the dad of the girl who died, the husband of the house mother, and he's also the second Santa killer. It's a neat twist because when the house mother gets killed, we just see her going after Jennifer Runyon, and then it just cuts to she's on the second floor. It cuts to the ground floor, and then her body just splats. How did that happen? How did she fall? Did Jennifer Runyon push her? Did she trip? We don't see that. We just see her, I'm gonna get you, and then splat, like a Looney Tunes, cartoon. Very strange. I was like, well, that's very anticlimactic for the killer to die that way. And then the second Santa shows up with the body, and you're like, who the hell could this be? And I thought it was the boyfriend. There's like a guy. Another weird element of the movie is that people swap partners in this. Very strange kind of element. I thought it was a nerdy guy who disappears for a good chunk of the movie. A la Billy Loomis. And I go, oh, it's obviously going to be him. He's going to be the brother. No, it wasn't him, actually. It was the cop. I didn't see that coming. But I guess that's why they had that daytime scene, that break, so we can introduce the cop. Unnecessary, honestly. They could have just made it the guy. They could have made it the nerdy guy could have been, whatever, the brother. I'm going to be harsh. I'm going to give this movie 2 stars. 2 stars. Honestly, because there's nothing very memorable in it. I mean, there's kind of an interesting throat cut. There's a garroting scene with a wire, which is, pretty good. There's an axe to the head. An axe to the head is fine. It looks good. I mean, they sell it. But there's no, super memorable kill. All the characters are pretty much indistinguishable. They're all just horny teens who offer nothing to the plot. The only memorable element is sort of a negative, and that's Jennifer Runyon acting like a baby. which is very off-putting, very bizarre. But it is what it is. You can't change the movie now. You just have to accept it for what it is, or not. And I'm partially accepting it with these 2 stars. It's a fine movie. It's a little slow. The kills aren't fast and furious. The kills aren't all the time. It's I would say it's probably the lesser of the holiday slashers. But if you haven't seen it, I would say it's definitely worth a watch if you're doing a Christmas horror movie marathon. To All a Good Night can be added with my blessing. I guess another kind of cool element or memorable element to the movie, couple actually, is the fact that David Hess directed this. That's cool. I don't know how he got this directing job. Hey, you know who would be good to direct this Christmas slasher movie? The rapist guy from Last House on the Left. He'd be perfect. The other really interesting, memorable element is that one of the girls is about to be killed by the killer, but then she snaps. Like, her mind snaps, and she goes nuts. She just loses it. And the killer leaves her alive. As a matter of fact, the movie has a really creepy end shot of the final girl leaving with her nerdy boyfriend, and the camera pans over back to the house, and the only person left is the crazy girl who was the horniest of them all, the redhead, saucy redhead who we do get to see in the buff, and she's just dancing on the balcony like a crazy maniac out of a David Lynch movie. Interesting, very interesting element. What a unique twist on the survivor perspective, and it also shows, I would say, a level of restraint and respect from the killer, because the killer didn't kill this obviously mentally injured woman. I think that's really cool. That is kind of a very interesting element, that not all the girls get killed. One goes crazy and the killer leaves her alone. That I think that's a very memorable element. So I'll give it 2 memorable elements. Crazy girl, David Hess. Crazy time. Well, I wish you a Merry Christmas, and to y'all a good night. It's time to close the theater down. It is getting cold. It's snowing in here, and I want to get the projector to freeze, because then I can't start up again and do another review. And next time, we're going to start the Black Christmas triple feature. We're going to be doing the original, the remake from the early 2000s, and then the new one that just came out fairly recently, I believe in 2019. That is the feminist remake of Black Christmas. I'm looking forward to that one. I hear interesting things about that one. I want to give it a fair shake, though, but I want to compare it to all 3 films. So I hope you join me for that. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you do, you'll see me tomorrow. Master Chaos comes at you daily, sometimes twice, when I do something like this, Master Chaos Theater. I hope to see you again. I really love this water, by the way. My friend, let's talk soon. I hope you join me for the next one. For now, I'm going to bid you adieu. This has been your Philly Neighborhood Master Chaos. Merry Christmas. And you have been entertained.